Hey everyone, and welcome back to another GT Online video. Today I'm going to be talking about why the Starling is the best overall attack vehicle in the entire game, and I'm going to give you guys many reasons to back up my opinion. There's always a ton of talk over what the best jet is in the game, and most of the people that defend things like the Hydra and the Laser say they are the best just because of the explosive cannons. And another common thing I see is people saying that the Laser is the best because they never lose to a Starling, and the problem with that argument is that you cannot base vehicle performance just by beating other people in that vehicle. You can't say just because you beat a Starling that the Laser is better. I beat lasers all the time in the Starling, but that isn't the reason why it's better. The difference is that I actually tested the turning of both the Starling and the Laser, and the Starling proved to have the better turn radius. Yes, you can do maneuvers to make a sharper turn on the Laser, but statistically speaking, the Starling is just better at turning without doing anything special. And that is something that you cannot argue with. And you might say, well, what about the Pyro, because that statistically has a better turn than the Starling does? Well, turning isn't the only thing that I'm considering here. The main reason why the Starling is the best jet is because there are tons of different strategies and techniques you can use with this plane to counter certain playstyles. I already mentioned the maneuverability, but it also is extremely small, so it's very hard for someone to hit. And if you pair that with the extremely unpredictable variations in speed because of the boost, this thing becomes god tier. It comes stock with machine guns that aren't explosive, but that is okay because these machine guns are extremely strong and can still take out jets within seconds of constant fire. But you can add spam rockets, countermeasures, and most importantly, bombs. Both the size of the vehicle and the weapon variety are two reasons why the Pyro isn't the best jet, despite it being very maneuverable. It may be really good at dogfighting, but when it comes to attacking ground targets, it's not that good. And you might say that the bombs aren't as effective as, say, the explosive cannon of the Laser or Hydra, but I would say that you are wrong. Bombing just takes a lot more practice and skill to use, so you're obviously not going to be able to utilize them that good the first time you fly, unlike the meme cannons. Now let's talk about techniques for taking out ground targets between the Hydra, Laser, and the Starling. With the Hydra and Laser, you have three options, but only two of them can be effective. You can come down at a more horizontal angle for a strafe with the cannons, which will end up getting you killed against someone who either has explosive sniper or knows how to RPG jets. Or you can try dive bomb, which requires speed control, but you are still limited on the maneuverability, and the minimum speed of the plane in the dive is predictable for someone if they wanted to try a reversal RPG on you coming out of the dive bomb. And since the cannons have very limited range, you will have to pull out of the strafe relatively low to the ground, which will give a line of sight to someone with an explosive sniper, so if you miss, you will be heavily punished. The third option you can do is a missile dive bomb, which is a much safer way to attack because the missiles have much longer range, so you won't have to pull up as close to the ground. However, the Laser and Hydra do not have spam rockets, so you're only going to be able to shoot 2 rockets per strafe, and the chances are that you will miss the target only firing 2 rockets. Now let's get into the different ways that the Starling can attack ground targets. First of all, you have bombs that you can drop from many different variations of height and at different speeds, which makes the plane very unpredictable if the person on the ground wanted to hit an RPG or snipe you with explosive rounds. And remember, it's a small plane, so they're going to most likely struggle hitting it, even though they have a line of sight on the plane the whole time. Once you get good at the bombs, they're just as effective as the cannons are. Maybe they don't have as much DPS, but they still have the same kill potential as the explosive cannons do for people on the ground. And they are a much safer attack option because they have virtually unlimited range on them. Now, there is a technical range where the bombs will go through the map because of how the game and rendering works, but the bombs will reach the ground from any height. It's not like they're going to blow up in midair. So, you have the unpredictable bombing potential on this plane, but let's say you are fighting someone with explosive rounds, or they happen to hit you with an explosive round. Another benefit, the Starling takes 3 explosive rounds to blow up instead of 2 like the Hydra and Laser, so you'll still be able to fly okay if you get hit by one, assuming it doesn't hit the tail of the plane. Well, then you can move to the dive bomb strategy, and when you do this, it will completely cut off any line of sight the enemy has on you if you do it correctly. What you do is boost straight up and then float over them and glide down and shoot the rockets. Remember, you have spam rockets. And pair that with the slow glide speed of the plane when falling, and you'll be able to shoot a ton off before having to pull up from the dive bomb. And then when you do pull up to recover from the dive bomb, you can utilize the amazing handling and boost of the plane to get right back into position for another dive bomb, and the enemy won't even get a shot on you at all. If you do this against a tryhard that has a sticky bomb on the ground trying to RPG you, the chances of them hitting you are very, very, very low because you are going extremely slow as you fire rockets down at them, and because the rockets have so much more range than the explosive cannons do, you'll probably have at least 5 rockets hit the ground before having to pull up, and at that point they will either be dead or have blown themselves up after the first rocket hit the ground near them. And if they do manage to survive, the timing of their RPG will be way too early because they're so used to hitting RPG shots on lasers coming out of dive bombs, and the Starling comes down at a snail's pace compared to that. I just find it kind of funny that the people that fly the Hydra and laser complain so much about getting shot out of the sky by the explosive sniper, yet they'll keep trying to use the exact same tactic against someone with an explosive sniper instead of adapting to play around the explosive sniper. Using the dive bomb in the Starling, I have never been shot down by a single explosive sniper user, and I've been using this trick since Smuggler's Run first came out. You can play around the explosive sniper, but using the Hydra and laser against an explosive sniper, which is added to the game specifically to take out and deal with those two jets, is definitely not the way to go about it. I'm honestly surprised that all the tryhards who hate me but watch my videos anyways spend their whole day trying to get into lobbies with me to kill me and don't use this against me. Actually, they don't even use Starlings at all. They just stick to ghosted lasers and sit on the orbital cannon when their ghost runs out. Anyways guys, that is going to be all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more guide and PvP related content. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.